Oh, I tell ya. My Amplified unit. Top of the morning. Salud. Guys, they announced a match for Backlash last night that was somehow even more random than Brock Lesnar attacking Cody Rhodes for literally no reason. They announced Sethington Rollins versus Omos. Sethington versus Omos for Backlash. No reasoning, no story, no indication as to why this is happening, no explanation when it was announced by Michael Cole, Wade Barrett, no explanation by anybody, no Jerry Lawler, Alfred Hayes. Sir Alfred Hayes didn't come back from the beyond to give us an explanation. Me, Gene Okerlund, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Gorilla Monsoon, Todd Pettengill, Sean Mooney. Nobody gave us an explanation as to why we're getting Sethington Rollins versus Omos. It's just spat out there, and they're hoping we just didn't notice, or we just are not going to question it. I don't know what the intention was. On an event that we have to pay for, or at least we have to pay for the subscription fee, right? Peacock! But we pay for this. On an event we're paying for, we're getting house show matches. And for those that don't know what a house show is, that's just what you pay to go see, and it's not going to be televised. It's not a Raw. It's not a SmackDown. It's not a Dynamite. It's not a pay-per-view. It's not going to be televised for a date later to be announced. No, it's just you're going to see your favorite wrestlers, your favorite superstars in action. There was no, hey, that's cool. Go see a good night of action. But this is a pay-per-view. This is a premium live event. You're paying money for this subscription service. You're paying money to see these events. And you're giving us house show matches. This goes to show you everything that BC has been telling you. There is no care or effort being put in by the heads of this company, by the suits and ties. We are seeing now one of the lowest points creatively in WWE history. And that says something, because going into WrestleMania, there was a pulse on these shows. There were some good storylines going. At WrestleMania, they culminated. The story's finished, and there's nothing wrong with that. Then you have to start new stories. As a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate company, you put enough, hopefully, you put enough smart people together, and you come up with fun shit to keep going. Just because good stories ended doesn't mean the company folds up or the fans don't get anything fun going forward. This company hung on everything the Bloodline was doing leading up to WrestleMania. In the Mysterio and Dominic storyline, there was some fun stuff. And they thought, their shit don't stink. We're doing good business. The fans are loving this. They didn't think to look toward the future. And then what happened with Cody and Roman happened on Sunday night, April 2nd, and everyone went, well, don't worry, everybody. The story is not finished yet. Yes, it is, numbnuts. How do you not see the story is over? No, but you're never going to get that intrigue, that level of suspense, that intense reaction. You're never going to get that again with Cody and Roman, Sami Zayn and Roman. You're never going to get any of that again. The story has ended. It's okay to start a new book. You can have the same characters, but you have to start fresh stories. We've gotten long-term storytelling, and it was great. It's clear the champion went home. He's sipping margaritas right now on his porch. He's not showing up the Backlash. Cody's in a weird fucking match with no title on the line and no explanation as to why the match is even happening with Brock. That's what we're getting at Backlash. And to fill out the card, you're getting Sethington Rollins versus Omos. And you're being asked to shut the fuck up and just enjoy wrestling. Just enjoy the show. No, some of us are going to have our standards at a much higher level, at an amplified level. We're going to call that bullshit out. We're going to question everything so we can get answers that make sense so that we, the fans, get a better product. Because right now, creatively, this company is a dumpster fire. It is in the sewer wells right now. And it's ironic because they're creating some of the best business imaginable right now. They're trading at 110 as of yesterday. The company is booming business-wise. And isn't it ironic that fan interest, fan intrigue, fan suspense for the product is at an all-time low? Shit trickles downstream, right? It trickles downward. So the fans are getting the shit end of the stick while the suits and ties are just absolutely relishing in mega business right now. Triple H getting $5 million bonuses. VKM cashing in $9 billion plus. And they don't have to give a shit. Nobody cares about the product. You look at last night, you tell me. You tell me what you're going to remember from last night. What are you going to remember 7 days from now from last night? What are you going to remember in 7 minutes? There was nothing memorable on this show. SmackDown last night was mid AF. And when I say mid, I'm being generous. They threw together a bunch of wrestling matches. Did you get your rocks off? Did you get your wrestling action last night? Because BC could see wrestling action at the local bingo hall. What was the card? I got the card right here. Local bingo hall down the block. That's right. BC saw high-octane action, right? Where we saw, what was it? Falls Count Anywhere. Dick Face Dotson defeated Sakatuum Sakatora. Oh, what a match. Falls Count Anywhere. We had Simpleton Stevenson defeat Fuckwad Fred and Danny Dipshit Dugenheimer in a triple threat, steel cage, pit of misery death match. Good job, Simpleton Stevenson. Big victory. Pussface Paulie defeated Balls Deep Donaldson in a Viagra on a pole match in which the winner gets to use the Viagra on the loser's significant other. Well, that's interesting. What? Don't blame BC. I didn't book this shit. I just saw a night of great wrestling action at the local bingo hall. I can't help it if there's Viagra hanging from the fucking pole. In women's action, Handy Whore Holly defeated 19 other participants in a 20-stripper battle royal. Good job, Handy Whore Holly. That's a night of wrestling action. You can get that anywhere for $5 and a swat of gum. Give the dude at the door a couple of bucks and some fucking gum and he'll let you in. But to watch this on primetime television, to spend our Friday night with this horse shit, when it's clear that they're not giving us any inkling that they give a fuck to give us creativity, that they give a fuck to entertain us, that they want to put in effort. What is the effort last night? What the fuck? You have a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate company, and you sit there with 617 creative writers, we're told. And where's the effort when you give us Ricochet and Braun Strowman versus the Viking Raiders in a rematch? Or Rey Mysterio and Escobar versus Judgment Day in a rematch? Or Matt Riddle, Scooter McGee versus Solo Sikoa in a rematch? Tag titles for the females, Liv and Raquel. They just got them. They're defeating Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green because Chelsea had water poured on her and got fruit roll-upped. Wow, we're going to remember that in 7 days. You probably already forgot about it if I didn't just mention it again. What else happened last night? Nothing. I could go back 25, 30 years ago to a show called Superstars of Wrestling. There was no Monday Night Raw back then. Over 30 years ago, anyway. There was Superstars of Wrestling. It was their only show. It came on Saturdays at like 11 a.m., maybe 12 noon, depending on where you were. And it was only a 1 hour show. And I'm telling you right now, in that 1 hour, more shit happened every single week than you would get on an entire SmackDown and Raw combined for a week or even a month. You could get a month's worth of Raw and SmackDown. It would not equal one Superstars of Wrestling from 30 years ago. Where you'd see fucking Jake Roberts getting fucking bitten by a cobra snake from Jake Roberts. You'd see the big boss man in Nails tying it up. Nails, this prison convict coming back for the big boss man who put him away. The storytelling, man. Ultimate Warrior being stuck in a fucking casket full of snakes and The Undertaker staring over the casket with Jake Roberts. Macho Man Randy Savage being absolutely demolished by Yokozuna. Memories that will last a lifetime. What the fuck do we get last night? Water is on Chelsea Green and Michael Cole is selling it as if fucking Stone Cold just came in with a beer truck, just drove a beer truck to the ring. Water! Water! Wow! Water is poured on Chelsea! What are we doing? What are we doing, guys? We're coming up with fucking pay-per-view matches like Sethington Rollins versus Omos. Omos! 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 And there's people that'll be okay with it, of course, right? I don't see the problem with it, Beasley. What's the big deal, man? What's the big deal? Why are you watching BC and not a replay of the show if it was so good? If SmackDown was so good, why are you not watching the highlights, the clips, watching Monday Night Raw from Monday? The product, if it's so good, how are you not on Peacock with thousands of hours of wrestling content for that company? Why are you not watching that? Why are you watching BC? You're intrigued by a wrestling review or a wrestling critics YouTube show, amped up with BC Amplified. Thanks for watching. You know why you are? It's because BC's more entertaining than the fucking product. That's the truth, that you're lying to yourself if you think otherwise. I am more entertaining than the product. That is fucking sad. That's not a good thing. That's not something I give myself a pat on the back for. That is sad. Sethington Rollins versus Omos. And there's people that are going to be the same people that are okay with Brock versus Cody for no reason at all. There'll be a reason in the future. You got to be patient. It's long-term storytelling, basically, is what it is. You got to be patient. You got to let it play out, basically. Right? Let's use all of the cute wrestling terminology. Let's let it play out. It's long-term. We're going to find out that Paul Heyman hired Brock. Wow, it's going to be so intriguing, basically. No, there's no plan. Cody was supposed to win the belt, and at the last fucking second, three H's and VKM said, wait, we can't do that. Most likely because he was an AEW guy, and what he did to the fucking throne. H and VKM are both petty. And I think that was a joint productional decision. There was no way that decision was made without VKM knowing about it, and I would hope without 3H's blessings, or else if you're 3H's, I'd walk the fuck out of the company at that point. You're a multimillionaire. You do not need to be disrespected to that level. And if you let somebody disrespect you to that level time after time and override your decisions time after time, you're nothing more than an ass kisser. And you deserve every bit of the shit that trickles down onto your dome piece. So I don't have any sympathy at all for 3H's. He's just as much as fault right now as VKM is. And you let that Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar situation off the hook. You see Omos versus Sethington Rollins, and you're like, I don't see a problem with it. Hopefully it'll be a good match. This is a pay-per-view. What are you talking about? This is where feuds come to culminate, and this is where storylines. I understand you're coming off of WrestleMania. You don't have a lot of time. You want to start fresh shit. You don't have a lot of time to really build up magnificent feuds, so that is where, here's a crazy concept, you get creative. Give us reasons why we want to see certain matches, man. All of the matches on a pay-per-view card. Where's the interest? To just, out of nowhere, just say that Omos is taking on Sethington and then move on to another match. Michael Cole's running down a card of weird matches. Zelina Vega, because it's going to be in Puerto Rico, and I guess makes a little bit more sense at least because Judgment Day is in this little beef with LWO. Okay. But Bronson Reed versus Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory? Why is Bobby Lashley in another triple threat match with Austin Theory? Do you not question these decisions? Does that not get tiring for you? Do you really, every time Bobby's in there with Austin Theory, do you go, wow, this is just like the first 614 times, and you're just okay with it? How many times is Bobby going to have a triple threat match with Theory? It was all of 2022. Do you not remember that? Because now you're asking fans like BC to lower our standards, forget about it, so that we appease you and we can talk positively about the product. But no, fans like BC are going to be smarter than that. We're not going to muster up fake excitement. All of 2022, we saw Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory. A lot of them were triple threat matches with Sethington Rollins. There's not even a real feud between Bobby and Theory. Do you guys realize that? There's not a real feud. Bobby comes in and out of the Theory situation. There's no real feud. He's just having random matches with him for the rest of eternity. For the rest of eternity, you're going to see Theory versus Bobby Lashley. Tell me you have nothing for Bobby Lashley without actually telling me you have nothing for Bobby Lashley, because it's pretty fucking clear. And now, this dude's beef, this feud that he's got with Bronson Reed, which I'm actually okay with. I think that's a fun feud. I've said that before they were even starting their feud. And now it just has to be muddied up with an Austin Theory triple threat title match. And you're asking the fans to forget about 2022. It's not Sethington, basically. It's Bronson this time. They switched out the puzzle pieces. That's all this company does. That's the point. There's no creativity. They switch out puzzle pieces. So instead of getting Cody with Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, you'll get Scooter McGee, but it's the same feud with the Bloodline for the past 6 fucking months. How many more matches do you need to see with Sami Zayn in the Bloodline or Kevin Owens in the Bloodline? Do you realize your main event last night was just a rematch? And it's the same scenario that we just played out with Owens and Solo. Owens and Solo had a regular match, main event on Raw, and then the following fucking week or 2 weeks later, whatever it was, they had a no DQ match. It's still a rematch. Or actually, it was reversed. Owens and Solo had a no DQ match, and then a week or two later, they had a regular rematch. For Solo and Matt Riddle, they had a regular match last Friday night, and then the rematch this week, no DQ. You're just switching out puzzle pieces, and you're just giving us rematches, regurgitated shit. That's all you're doing. And we can be okay with it if you're being creative and fun shit's happening, right? Shit we're going to remember, right? Memorable. Shit that's going to last 10 years, 20 years, a lifetime. The product doesn't do that anymore. It's regurgitated. It's redundancy. It's lackluster. It's lazy. It's pathetic. These shows have no pulse again. And that sucks because leading into Mania, with the good storylines, there was at least that pulse. It's gone. And you say, oh, it's Vince, basically. It's Vince. Vince was there the whole time, guys. Even when he was retired, he was there. On top of that, if H is going to be called Chief Content Creative Officer, then he's got to act as such. Otherwise, you're just somebody's bitch boy. You're just their lackey, their crony. You're a side chick. If 3H's is not going to locate his balls and take them out of Stephanie's purse, then he is just the side chick to VKM. And I'm not going to give the side chick any sympathy. I am not going to hold the side chick on a pedestal. There comes a time you have to stand up for yourself. What is Triple H supposed to do, Beasley? His hands are tied. What the fuck would you do if you worked at a McDonald's for $10 an hour flipping burgers and your boss overrided everything you did? If you had something creative to offer, he always stomps on it. He always makes you look like a fucking idiot. What would you do at a McDonald's for $10 an hour? You would fucking finally locate your balls and utilize them, and you'd walk the fuck out. There's gotta be better for you. You have to have some type of moral compass. A set of values. Some type of prestige and honor within you. Some type of pride. And that's at McDonald's, $10 an hour. You probably paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you got a kid, maybe 4 kids. You don't know how you're going to pay for all this, but you know that is no way to treat somebody. And you want me to have sympathy for a multi-millionaire with a couple of houses in Greenwich, Connecticut, one down in Florida. Who the fuck knows how many houses, how many fucking... He's living the fucking life of multi-millions. Just got a $5 million bonus. He doesn't have to stay there for a year to get that bonus. He just had to be on board when the deal got done, and he gets $5 million more dollars. And you want me to have sympathy for Triple H? He's right there in these meetings with Vince going, yes, Vince. Yes, sir, Vince. You got it, Vince. But his title is head of creative, the chief content creative officer. So he's got to take some of the... Do you get what I'm saying? He's got to start to take some of the same criticisms, or else he's never going to change. He's just going to say, well, fuck, I can do anything, and they'll just blame the old bastard. If you want change, you got to start calling it out. Both of these sumbitches, they're in this together. It's no longer about, oh, if it was just H, he would do it differently. It's not. It's Vince as well. So it's up to him to finally stand up to this dude because nobody else does. Bobby Lashley, once again, going for fucking Austin Theory's U.S. Championship. While simultaneously somehow in a feud with Bronson Reed. Bobby Lashley has not elevated his career at all in a full year. 2022, been nothing but triple threats with Theory. 2023, he's fucking right back in there with Theory. Last week, he's having a match with him. In the next pay-per-view, he's in another triple threat. You just took out Sethington. And for Sethington, it ain't much better. He's got Omos. In one of the most random decisions I've ever seen in company history. But there's no problem, Beasley. I don't see any issues, man. Yeah. That's why BC is amplified in your mid AF. That's why my bar's up here and yours is down here. That's why my standards are up here and yours are down here. That is why. That is why BC is up at 3:45 a.m. clanging and banging, lifting really heavy shit up and slamming it down and lifting it up and repeating the process. And at 3:45, you're snoozing. You're sleeping. That is the difference between wanting more, doing more, the need for more, and being complacent. Being mediocre, being mid. There are winners in life and there are losers in life. I'm not going to apologize for wanting a winning product. A product that is absolutely electrifying the wrestling world and the entertainment industry at large. If you want mediocrity, not the channel for you. Das Boot! That's your cold open. That's just the cold open. Now we're going to review this fucking shit show of a SmackDown, where I'm sure there'll be people going, the wrestling action was so good. Was it? Was the wrestling action so good last night? Awesome. You do realize it's an entertainment show, right? You're supposed to set up fucking stories that make us want to pay for pay-per-views and premium live events in the future, that make the premium live event matches worth fucking watching and getting exciting for. To get excited for. Not just put on random fucking match after random fucking match after random fucking match after random fucking match. All rematches, by the way. For the most part, anyway. And then when you get to the pay-per-view, you have just random fucking thrown together matches. This shit's ass backwards. Let's go. Let's go over this shit because You just get a fucking headache even talking about it. Honestly, if I wasn't on my fucking sixth coffee, it's still early morning hours, I believe. I don't know what fucking. If I wasn't on my sixth fucking coffee, and you know, when I get a Starbucks before I have to do a review, a straight up latte, double shot, you know, BC's got to get amplified. I can't even relax with my Dunkin' Donuts. I got to get a fucking Starbucks because I know I got to go in on this shit. Salute, unit. Show starts with Judgment Day defeating Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar. Priest delivers South of Heaven onto Escobar for the W. This is just rematches in different variations. That's all this is going to be, guys. Whether it's Dominic and Damian versus Rey and Escobar, or Dominic or Priest and Balor versus Mysterio and Escobar, and then Backlash or SummerSlam, you'll get Bad Bunny and Rey Mysterio versus Priest and Dominic. It's just variated rematches, guys. And that's the story, because they don't want to get creative. There is no story here, right? They're just piggybacking off of the Dominic Rey thing, and then they're just adding parts to it because it's easier for them to get through it. They're just trying to get through these shows. They're just trying to get through Backlash and other premium events. They're just getting through it. Instead of having fun and getting creative and loving what you're putting out there for the fans to see so that we can love it just as much, they're just getting through it, man. That's all they're doing here. So we're just getting more fucking weird tag matches, and we'll get more leading up to Backlash. You're going to see more Escobar and Rey and variations of Judgment Day. You will. And how does this excite you to see this again? I have no idea. I have no idea how anybody needs to see Escobar and Rey versus Judgment Day yet again. To see more wrestling action! Just with a musician in Escobar's place, right? You're going to get a Bad Bunny. And much respect to the Bunny, by the way. Every time the Bunny was called upon, the Bunny delivers. He performs. Much respect to the Bunny that is so damn bad. He's a bad Bunny. But how does that look for Escobar? Escobar cannot get the fucking job done with Rey, so Rey has to go to a musician. Nobody thinks about this shit, man. Backstage, Zelina Vega is begging Adam Pearce for a SmackDown Women's title match against Mommy in Puerto Rico at Backlash. She ends up getting that. It's official about 20 minutes later. Zelina Vega versus Rhea Ripley. I don't mind it, I guess. It makes sense because the groups, the factions are feuding. In Rhea versus Zelina. Zelina's a Spitfire. I think she's absolutely going to deliver. I'm actually more okay with that than I'm not. It makes sense in a few departments for sure. Believability-wise, no, that's never going to be there, right? I mean, Rhea Ripley just went to a war with Charlotte Flair over 20 minutes, 25 minutes, some shit at WrestleMania, gets the fucking title, and little Zelina's defeating her. So it's not believable per se that Zelina can win, but I don't mind this. On a card that is absolutely dreadful in Puerto Rico at Backlash, that's one match I think will actually deliver. Karrion Kross cuts a promo on Shinsuke Nakamura backstage. Neither dude can lose, so why book this? I don't understand this. Karrion Kross needs W's more than anything right now. We really need to see why Karrion was brought back and what is he going to do? What damage? How is he going to captivate us? Nakamura just returned, and it's clear he just returned, and it's Nakamura. He has to collect W's. There's no way he can collect an L. So you're telling me Karrion has to eat the L? Or do you do a batshit, ludicrous shit where Shinsuke takes the L? Is that much better or worse? Why book this? This screams they don't care. We'll take these two dudes that we have nothing for, we'll throw them together. Yeah, but neither one can lose, so we have to get really creative with this finish. No, we don't. We'll just think about it 10 minutes before they actually go out there. It'll be fine. Because they don't care about Shinsuke. They don't care about fucking Kross. They don't care about LA Knight. Yeah. Do you realize that Shinsuke just came back last week? He was in a fucking dark match last night with LA Knight. Which means LA Knight was most likely taking another L in a fucking dark match. You can't even put LA Knight or Shinsuke on SmackDown. And then we go into Ricochet versus Braun Strowman. Oh, no. Ricochet and Braun Strowman. My bad. It's a rematch. It's against the Viking Raiders. Another match with Braun and Ricochet versus Viking Raiders to end our number one. A rematch, of course. Crowd in attendance loved the action. Great for them. Legit. I have no fucking snarky comment. If you were there live, I think it was in Ohio, and you loved the tag team action, awesome. The rest of us at home had to watch another fucking rematch. A lot of sequences and moves. There was a hilarious botch where Braun tags in Ricochet, and he's supposed to launch Ricochet into Ivar. Ivar was fucking left field with a hockey stick. He was nowhere near Braun's corner or Ricochet's corner. So when Braun throws Ricochet goes about 4 feet tops, and he just lands on his dome piece. Braun has to go over and take out Ivar. It was fucking hilarious, man. That was just a mega botch. It wasn't even close. Nothing came out of this. Ricochet pins one of the Vikings after hitting a swanton from Strowman's shoulders. Why have the Vikings just job out relentlessly is BC's question. Relentlessly is the key word here, because that's all the Viking Raiders are doing. They've lost to every team, it seems, on the roster. They've already lost to the Alpha Academy, the Street Profits, fucking, who's the fucking BFAB in them? Oh, what is their fucking name? That's gonna bug me. BFAB's group, man. Hit Row. They've already lost to Hit Row. Street Profits, Ricochet and Braun Strowman more than once. I mean, you guys realize, man, they're actually really good. The Viking Raiders are really good. They got a good look. They got a solid manager in Van Halen, one of my greatest favorite bands as well. There's no reason they shouldn't be a tag team dynasty right now. The Viking Raiders. And this is a downgraded version of that team, by the way. They used to be known as the War Machine. And the War Machine, they were feared by nearly every tag team in the pro wrestling world. War Machine was legit. I mean, they were an amplified version and beyond of the Viking Raiders. Now they're fucking Vikings. And somehow it still could have worked if they gave a damn. I'm not sure why 3H's gave up on them. Or are you going to try and tell me this is a VKM decision? Then what? You're telling me is 3H's not willing to stand up to VKM? Is 3H's just refusing to take his balls out of Stephanie's purse, reattach them, utilize them, and stand up for people like the Viking Raiders? That's what you're telling me if you're letting H off the hook and you're constantly going to blame VKM. Everything bad is Vince. Everything good is H. No. You have to take H and hold him accountable for the bad. He's the head creator. You can't have it both ways, man. You're letting him off the hook too easily. And then the result also, while you're simultaneously crushing, putting a dagger into anything special that could have been with the Viking Raiders, now we get more Rico shit and Stro shit. Strowman and Rico shit. More of them as a team. Yay, said not one soul ever. And that's how we ended hour number 1. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. This was a 5-minute match. Liv Morgan defeated Chelsea via the awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating Fruit ROLLUP. You know you cannot kick out of the Fruit ROLLUP, and it was back with a vengeance last night, pinning Chelsea Green. A little bit of help from Raquel's boot, too. Raquel jumped up on the apron and put her boot on the ass of Liv Morgan. That was one lucky boot. But it's a Fruit ROLLUP no matter which way you look at it. Before the roll-up, Liv pours a bottle of water over Green's dome piece. And as I said before, Michael Cole acted like Stone Cold was riding to the ring in a beer truck. Michael Cole screaming, "Water! Water! Liv is pouring water on Green!" I'm like, oh, it's water, bro. Like, there's times to absolutely get the fans excited with your commentary. No doubt, man. Make it exciting, even when it's not. I get it. I grew up with some of the best commentators in the biz, man. We'll never get some of those dudes, anybody like the ones that we grew up with. And Michael Cole's actually decent at his job, no question, even good. Whether you want to admit it or not, he is. But you're not going to sell us on water, bro. Water! She's pouring water on Chelsea! Chelsea's knocked out with the roll-up from the water! What? What are you saying? What are we doing? What are we doing, guys? Oh no, Michael! Michael! I used to love JBL. Michael! Not the water, Michael! What is she? How is she gonna overcome the water? How will she overcome this? She didn't. The water knocked her out and she got rolled up. Oh, bro. So there's already no actual teams left in the women's division, and they already fed Green and DeVille to Liv and Raquel. Why? Why rush this? What was the purpose? You put together Green and DeVille, you started to act like they're going to be a real team, and then they're immediately fed into a title match, which you know they're not going to win because Raquel and Liv just got the titles. And that was from Lita and Becky that felt like they just got the titles, which was from Damage Control, which felt like they just got the titles. It's a vicious fucking cycle of hot potato. And nobody fucking gives a shit, right? We'll just watch the angry YouTuber. He's yelling about it. He's funny. He entertains me. Well, I'm glad I entertain you. But I hope you're understanding these words are still very true. Just because I'm getting amplified so that I can entertain you guys, which again, I'm thankful for that. But I hope you know that every word is still true. Whether I'm amplified for this platform for your entertainment, or whether we're just at a coffee shop or at a bar taking a few back, and we're a little bit more calm talking about pro wrestling. The words would still be more truer than ever before. This is stupid. It should never make the air. This match should have never happened. Make a division first. This is not the way to do that. IC title match. Oh, by the way, you know more rematches are coming, right? That's their whole thing. They don't want to get creative. So they're just going to have a bunch of Liv and Raquel versus Chelsea and DeVille matches. Remember when I said that Raquel had her boot on the ass of Liv during the pin? Oh, they'll use that to have this match again and again and again. Maybe even at Backlash again and another SmackDown or two. You'll see him show up on Raw for no fucking reason. IC title match, Gunther versus Xavier Woods. Referee Jessica Carr reporting for duty for this match. I love referee Jessica Carr, my favorite ref in the business today. Match was good. It was basically a Gunther exhibition clinic. Woods had some moments, but few and far in between. Gunther makes Woods pass out via a sleeper. Gunther retains. Not returns. He didn't return from anything. Gunther retains his championship, and there's nothing more to talk about. That was it. Was that worth LA Knight jobbing out to Woods several times via the fucking fruit roll-up? Just to put him in a weird IC title match in the middle of SmackDown, not even a main event, in the middle of SmackDown, and just lose after fucking 10 minutes. This is what I mean about the decision making. You know deep down it doesn't make sense. So if you're saying just enjoy wrestling, just enjoy the show, there's nothing to enjoy for most of us. That's our problem. We want to enjoy it. We're begging to enjoy it. We're pleading for us to find something on here that we can enjoy, right? Like going into Mania, there was certain stories that BC was high on, and we were talking positively, right? When you do shit correct, you'll get the proper reception. When you do stupid shit, do shit incorrectly, you're gonna get the negative reception. It's just how life works. And for those that say, well, if you don't like it, don't watch. No, we love this shit. My New York Knicks for over 20 years have been dog shit. I didn't give up on my Knicks. Now I get to watch them in the playoffs, beating the shit out of the Cleveland Cavaliers. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the best part when you stick with it because you are a fan and you love this so much and you voice out. If you think I'm hard on my pro wrestling, you don't want to see BC at Madison Square Garden yelling on the court to the players of the New York Knicks because the past 20 fucking years, I've laid into that fucking organization. When my Yankees suck, they hear about it 10 out of 10 times. 100%. My Green Bay Packers, it doesn't matter. If you're a fan, you voice out your frustration. It's what we get to do. As fans, we get to navigate the waters of the organization. They need to know how we feel. No, we won't just stop watching. If you love something, you just don't quit. Usos in-ring promo. I love this, man. Jimmy was doing his best nerdy white boy wrestling reporter voice. That's what I call the nerdy white boy wrestling reporter voice. You know, dude, this was literally Jimmy talking to Jay. Dude, Usos, how do you feel about losing the titles, dude? Dude, do you think you'll get them back one day? Dude, what's going on with the titles, man? Dude, you got a situation, huh? Dude, it was great. Just hearing, I didn't know Jimmy could tap into that shit. You know, BC does a lot of voices and shit. You know, an entertainer on the fucking tube. You got to be able to entertain in all aspects. BC does the voices. I didn't know Jimmy could do voices. That was pretty, dude. That was pretty cool, Jimmy. Love that shit, and that's unfortunately where the fun ended. Classic Usos though. Love those motherfuckers. Solo Sikoa versus Matt Riddle is your main event. I think I do believe this was contested under no DQ rules. Yes. This is a rematch from just last week. This week contested under no DQ, as I aforementioned. They just flip-flopped what they did with Owens and Solo, as I aforementioned several minutes ago. Maybe it was in the cold open. I don't know, but Kevin Owens and Solo had a no DQ match, and then they had a rematch. So it was downgraded. They started no DQ, and then a week later had a regular match. And they just took out Owens and they put in Scooter McGee, Matt Riddle, and they had a matchup last week and then the rematch no DQ. They're just doing the same shit, guys. They're just taking out the puzzle pieces and switching them. That's all. Right? So in the next couple of weeks before Backlash, you'll get like Sami Zayn, maybe in Solo again, no DQ match. You'll see some weird shit. Actually, I think Solo, or no, the Usos are taking on Kevin and Sami for the titles next week. This could be the moment where the titles change hands so soon because Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens confirmed are not going to Saudi Arabia for May 27th. It's not happening. So they never go, and those are reasons that you guys can look up. We're not going to talk about that here. But they're not making the trip, and that's called Night of Champions, so they need the tag titles defended. I also didn't think that the Usos traveled to Saudi Arabia. I have to look into that. I thought the Usos did not, for other reasons I'm not going to get into, but maybe they do. I don't know, man. Maybe they did last time. Yeah, maybe they did last time, no? I forget. I got to look into that, man, but looks like that could be the time where the titles change hands next week. That would make WrestleMania so pointless. Night one, the big main event, Owens and Zayn get the fucking titles, and then they drop it less than a month later. I mean, next Friday, you're looking at 7/14/21. Not even, right? 7/14/21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 27 days. Not even 4 weeks, and they lose the titles. I don't even know what they're planning next week. The company doesn't know what they're doing. They really don't, man. This match ended. Solo once again defeats Scooter McGee via the Samoan Spike. The Bloodline puts Scooter through a table to end the show, and that's the show. That's it. Same type of beating we've been seeing for 2 fucking weeks, ever since Mania, ever since Scooter came back. And you're just going to get this for 2 more weeks. That's what I mean about no fun, no creativity, no nothing, guys. This is what I'm saying. None of this you'll go back and watch. You go to Backlash, and you got this fucking card with Omos and Sethington. Bobby Lashley is once again in a triple threat with Austin Theory, which we saw all of 2022. 6-man tag, Bloodlines, Usos and Solo versus Kevin and Sami again, with this time with Scooter McGee. I don't know how anybody can be excited for that. Brock and Cody should be a fun match. On paper, it should be, and feud-wise. But because they started it with no explanation, no reasoning, it is already off the rails. It's off the track to the point where not even BC can get back on board with Brock versus Cody. That's when you know it's fucking bad. No direction for this company. This company is directionless. That's how I will put it. It's directionless. You look at the Cody and Brock thing, a main event in Puerto Rico's Backlash with nothing on the line and no reason for the feud to even begin because you didn't put a title on the line. On top of that, next month you're going to Saudi Arabia for Night of Champions. Do you realize that was originally called the King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring tournament, whatever it was called? It was the King of the Ring night. They changed that just this week. A month before the fucking event, they totally changed the format of the event. That should tell you this company doesn't know what they're doing. They're literally going day by day. And there's actually fans that give them the benefit of the doubt, that give them all the slack in the world, all the excuses in the world. These fans give this company. Let it play out, man. It's long-term building, long-term storytelling. Long-term interest. Patience. Let it play out. You're fools. Giving them the benefit of the doubt when it is clear as day, man. It is clear as day. They don't know what they're doing. Day to day is how they're running operations. Day to day creatively. It is a fucking dumpster fire. If you're waiting for shit to make sense and get good, you're going to be waiting a long time. You want long-term storytelling? You're going to be waiting a long fucking time. And they won't care. These type of fans won't care. You could wait 2 fucking years for something to make sense and finally be good, and they'll go, see? See, it was just long-term storytelling. You just had to wait 2 extra years. You just had to wait 2 extra years, basically. Told you it was going to be good. Or we could not wait and just have good television, good shows, good pay-per-view, good everything, good segments, good feuds, all the fucking time like we used to have in pro wrestling for decades. What a crazy concept. My name is BC Amplified. This is the Amplified channel. I appreciate every single one of my tried and trues for coming along on this SmackDown review voyage for today's Amped Up podcast for Saturday, April 22nd. Earth Day is what it is called. Earth Day. I don't know what that means. Do you plant flowers? Do you plant trees? Do you clean up the earth? I don't know. I guess it could be a good thing, right? Gotta find out what this Earth Day is all about. But Amped Up podcast for Saturday, April 22nd. For my tried and trues that joined BC, I appreciate you guys so much. For anybody new that joined up on the channel recently, or just today is your first Amplified video, you're probably going, wow, this dude's out there. I love it. I'm smashing the sub button. I appreciate that, man. Maybe you said this dude's out there, I'm out of here, and you stuck around anyway, because I'm so damn fucking captivating, unlike your fucking precious television wrestling shows. So do yourself a favor, don't lie to yourself, just press the fucking sub button anyway, because you know you're a fan already. Ain't nobody better in the fucking community, bro. BC bashes this out of the park time after time because you're getting amplified truth, fact bombs, amplified style, time after time. We don't sugarcoat on this channel. We don't bullshit. We wouldn't even know how to. And you know what? Because the Starbucks is really kicking in my 6th fucking coffee, I'm going to end this the fucking right way, impromptu. I'm going to give every single one of my channel members fucking massive shout out right now. That's right. Impromptu, man. My channel members, you guys are the fucking best. That's my channel membership. There's a membership down below. You can always join. If you don't have it on your device, maybe you want to check desktop. I don't know exactly where the button is, but there's a way to join the membership, and you will earn your gold card. You'll see a gold card appear after your name. That is completely normal. Don't worry. Well, what is this gold thing? You know, people, that's your gold card, man. That's your ticket into the top tier level of the amp unit. Secure that shit. So that's what channel membership is. We call it the gold unit. So BC wants to give a shout out before we end this, man. Of course, JR9 Gaming. Right-hand man on the channel, Jack Brewer, God Swilla, Sadiqua Flowers, Sir Charles, Jacqueline Robinson, Kim T, Dante Jaron 23, Anthony Bowley. I know I got Sir Charles, correct? Jacqueline Robinson, Carlos Ray, A. Merrick, James Miller, Eric Leno, D. Carre, Cy Parker, PB Silly Pride, Sam Byers, Ash Steggles, DJ is a Prodigy, Alicia Vukovic, Batty Banks, Trina Scott, Pimp Jesus, Janelle Layton, Raymond Karan, Nessie Sunflower, Discovery Metal Legion, Santivia Major, Jared Kelly, James Shrimp Fajitas, keep rocking, brother. G, a.k.a. True Life, The God, K. Doherty, Christopher Blackshear, Network Guy Dave, J, Dwayne Piazza, Quentin Gilbert, Pile Driver Finisher, Savage 1024, The Punisher, Brand Q featuring Quincy, Rachel Rocca, Mr. Big 200, Smokey, Jamal Straken, Venus Soldier 92, Robert Hurt, Snake Venom, Silver Black 31, Jimmy Fingers 19, Sterling Range, Ozzy Edwards, Taryn Dawn, Jane Donnelly, Buggy, Ray Hunt, Kevin Johnson, Sabres News Consolidated, The Up Channel, Colin, Blitz 2K5, Dave Mealy, A Flock of Morons, Angel Alega, Renee G, Big Nang, Jason Martinez, Richard Rodriguez, Kevin MD, DeMonte, Ty Drew, Richard Wade, Neon, Firefly. I wasn't done. No. That was just a sip of coffee. That's like halftime. Thurston Pachalek, John Gray, Cosmic Fool, Ryan Matina, Nah, I'm Good, Brian Robinson, DC Lanier, Ash Sims, AWS Promotions, Soldierman 1984, Muhammad Isa, Sean, Freestylers Inc. Podcast, Deontay Thomas, Patrick Charles, Sheriff Rivers, Ramon Brown, Spicy Mama McCaleb, WWE AEW Marvel Fan, Notorious, Nikki Smith, Nick Clark, Chris, a.k.a. King Wolf, Kawau, Nathan Savay, Swift718, Tacos 4 Night, Cruz Madrid, Caitlin Lee Hagar, Red Jester 88, Go Jackets, T.J. Baines, APW, Carlton Bartley, Chaos, C.A.K., The Script Keeper, Psycho on Crack, Mike Coldren, Profound Mogul, Rage Hall, Bad Big Dog 95, D-Block 85, Maximus Sage, Titan Poetic Chef, Jimmy J 145, Josiah Cooper, Ron C 23, Eric Newton, D Stands Alone, Crimson, Daniel Pinson, Clutch City Fan, Unique Butterfly, rejoin the membership. Unique Butterfly capping it off. Whew. Well, all right then. To all of my channel members, man. Absolute best personified. Love seeing every single one of you guys up there, man. The channel membership is updated every hour. The YouTube machine updates channel memberships every single hour. So the latest accurate membership is on file at all times. Just in case new subscribers come in, if for some reason people had to cancel out, it is a fresh list. So we're never giving shout outs to past members that are no longer. It is for current memberships, man. That's how much I take it seriously, and I'm glad the YouTube machine does as well to keep that list accurate. All right, guys, that's it. Go, not just enjoy, but rock this weekend now. Kick its ass. Beat the shit out of it. Give this weekend the Batista bomb. All right? Or whatever. Your move of choice. Put the fucking weekend into a sharpshooter for all I care. But get amplified. Stay amplified, right? Think, be, live, amped always. And until next time. Until next time. And there will be a next time. Top guy, I'm out. We the ones, the rest are far distant twos. BC saying, check you. Salud.